So we have seen the introduction of pivot. This master sheet, I think I don't require now. I'm closing it. And let us come back to that exercise sheet. So I'm coming back to that exercise sheet here. So let us come back to the exercise sheet. Yes. So we are in the exercise number 18, where we have zone name, segments, part name, application, category, purchase, process, and expense, and sales and profit. Based on this, now we are going to create some reports. The report which we are going to create is zone-wise, segment-wise. Each zone-wise, each segment-wise, we want to know what is the sum of purchase, process, expense, sales, and profit. So we are going to find out sum of all this based on zone-wise and segment-wise. So either place the cursor on the table, or select the entire table. Either place the cursor on the table or select the entire table. So let me place the cursor on the table. Go to the tab called as Insert. Just go to the tab of Insert. Under the Insert tab, if you are using the latest version 2019 or 365, you have one arrow mark available. If you are using the older version, straight away there is a button called as Pivot. So you can straight away click on Pivot. If you are using the latest version, also you can click on Pivot, but there is one more option available when I click on the arrow mark. From table or a range or from external data source. We can create a report based on this table or external, SAP, ERP, Oracle. From that you can get the data and you can create a report. There is one more option from data model, that is power pivoting. Is this option not available in 2016? It's available in 2016. But latest version, this is available as a separate menu. In 2016, it's inbuilt in pivot table. It's inbuilt in pivot. So anything, either you can go to Insert and click on Pivot, or click on arrow mark and go to from table or range. Both are same. So if I go to Insert and click on it, the same screen is opening here. When I go to Insert, arrow mark from table or range, screen will open here. Whichever is easier. So you can use anything, Insert, Pivot. We have three options available. Option number 1, select the table or a range. Where is your source table? So my source table is already selected. If it is not selected, please select it. I think it's already selected. In old version, you have one more option. There will be an external data source here. 2016 external data source option, but that we already found it here. Latest version, it's available here. Don't worry. Anyway, we are not going to use that. Table or a range, that is already done, and your table is already selected. If it is not selected, please select it. Second, where you want the output, whether you want the output in the same sheet, that is existing sheet. New sheet means it will create a new sheet and it will create a report. New sheet, if I say new sheet and OK, it automatically creates a report on the new sheet. But if I say existing sheet and I say OK, it is throwing some error. Why? You have to select some location. If you are in the same sheet, you have to just click here. If you want to select the location in some other sheet, what you have to do is first you have to select the sheet, then you have to select the location. So two things you have to do if you are in some other sheet. Yes, we'll do this in the existing sheet while creating a dashboard. Today we are going to see how to, our end is at last we are going to create a dashboard based on various reports. So we'll come to the dashboard later. Now, as of now, we'll go with new sheets. And there is an option available. Choose whether you want to analyze a multiple pivot table. Based on multiple table, you want to create a report. As I told, this is power pivoting. As of now, please do not select this. If you select this, some of the option may not work as of now. Please don't select this. If it is selected, also unselected. Don't select this. Select panna vanan sonna select pannon tono. If I say don't select it, you will select it. Please don't select it. It will throw some error. Please be careful. So new sheet. So let us say new sheet and I say OK here. I think we didn't do any changes here. Same thing. Insert, pivot, table or arrange, new sheet. That's it. Click on OK. It has opened a new sheet. You can see it has created a fresh new sheet here. Sheet name can be anything, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. It has created a new sheet. On the left hand side, You can see pivot table. This is where we are going to create our report. This is where we are going to create or modify or build our report here. Here we are going to create a report. Right hand side, there is pivot table field list. And there are 6 options available. I will explain all the options one by one. And second time you can see one change. Yesterday evening we have seen this change. Today also we are seeing the change. What is the change? Yes, on the top, contextual tab. Super. On the tab, there is 2 contextual tab appearing. Analyze and design. In old version, it will be pivot table tools. On the top pivot table, bottom you will get analyze and design. Correct? Latest version, both are in same area. Pivot table, analyze and design. All our options are same. Heading has changed, but the options are similar. So the both are very important. Analyze and designs are very important. We'll see that. If the analyze and design is not available, that means you didn't place the cursor. You place the cursor outside the table. If you place the cursor outside the table, you will not get the analyze and design. And if you place the cursor outside the table, you will not get that field list also. So you have to place the cursor on the table. So this analyze and design is available permanently. And on the right hand side, there is pivot table fields. Knowingly, unknowingly, if you have closed this field list, no problem. Right click, show field list. You can get it back again. Right click, show field list. You can get it back again here if you have closed it unknowingly. Right. So what is the usage of this? One by one I will explain. First one, this is the area where all your column headings are displayed. This is where all your column headings are displayed. Second one, filter. What is meant by filter? From the morning or from yesterday, I am saying the next level of pivot is Power Pivots, Power Queries and Power BI. One feature which is available in Excel, which is not even available in Power BI, which is not available in any other software. This is the feature. This feature, one click, you can create hundreds of reports. Suppose I have 100 customers, I want to send 100 reports separately to each and every customer. One click, you can create 100 reports. For this, we can go with filter. This filter is used for creating multiple reports. This is used for creating multiple reports. Column. What is the usage of these columns? Columns can be used for creating a comparison of your data. If you want to compare the data, then we can use this column label. Don't worry, everything we are going to see one by one. Everything we are going to see one by one. Column label is used for comparing the data. Last year, this year, one customer to another customer, I want to compare. How was my trend forecast? So then we can use this comparison layout. Then row label. What is the usage of this row label? If you want to create a row-wise report or if you want to create a normal report, I think today we are going to start with this row-wise report only. Normal or a row-wise report. Then we are going to use this row label. Last one. Sigma value. What is this sigma value? I think you know what is meant by sigma. Sigma is for summarize. Summarize is another, you have to find out only the sum. No. Summary is finding the sum, finding the average, finding the maximum, percentage. Everything is summary. Summary means you will have all types of formulas. So summarize. To summarize your data, we are going to use this sigma value. The last one. Deferred layout update. What is this deferred layout update? If you have a very big table, suppose I have a table, lakhs and rows are available. When I drag and drop, it may take more time, it will rotate, it will take more time to create a report. If you want to create a report faster, if you want to create a report very faster, instantly you want to create a report faster, then we can use this row label. Sorry, you can use this deferred layout update. Okay. So everything we'll see one by one. Okay. Clear on this? Can I close this? All are clear? So once again I will recap it. The first one is all your column names, headings are displayed. Second one, multiple tables, multiple reports. To create multiple reports, we are going to use filter. To create a comparison report, we are going to use column label. To create a normal report, we are going to use the row label. To summarize your data, we are going to use sigma. And if you want to create a report faster, then we are going to use deferred layout update. Okay. Now let us create a report. What's the report I want to create is, I want to create RIED zone wise, segment wise. What all I'm saying wise, zone wise and segment wise. Drag it and drop it to the row label. And whichever you want to summarize it, I want sum of purchase and process and expense and sales and profit and loss. Whichever you want to summarize it, we have to drag and drop it to sigma values. Okay. I recommend to drag and drop. I've seen some people will go there and just make a tick mark. I don't do that. I don't recommend it, because when you make a tick mark, we don't know where it will land. It may land to filter, it may land to column, it may land to rows, it may land to sigma also. So better dragging and dropping. Where we can make a tick mark, I will tell you when we can or where we can make the tick mark. Now let me do this. Zone wise. Let me drag that zone. I'll bring the zone into rows. Yes. We are getting the zone wise. Central zone, east zone, north zone, south zone and west zone. Then segment wise. Let us drag the segment to rows again. So these are all the zone names. Under zone name, these are all the segment. Aftermarket, exports, industrial, OEM, services. Then I want sum of purchase cost. So let us drag the purchase cost into sigma. So it's showing the sum of purchase cost. But here we have one advantage. If you are 100% sure that this column is in a number format, that is, this is in a general format. If this column is in a general format and you want to calculate the sum, if you are 100% sure, then no need for dragging and dropping. If this column is number, by automatically it goes to sigma with sum. If the column is text, then we have to drag it. Unknowingly, text column you are dragging means it will not show you the sum, it will show you the count. So if it is a sum, no need to drag and drop. You can just make a tick mark here. Purchase cost, I'm making a tick mark. So we are getting sum of purchase cost, sum of process cost. And I select the expense, it's showing sum of expenses. I'm selecting sales cost, I'm selecting profit and loss. So we got region wise, we got segment wise, zone wise, segment wise. What is the sum of purchase, process, expense, sales and profit and loss. So we have created a report. Manually I can say creating a report like this, we can use a single word, it's impossible to create a report manually. We have just dragged and dropped and we have created some report. We'll see furthermore on this. Okay. Even though we have created a report, I am not satisfied with the view. I am not satisfied. Why I am not satisfied with the view is, first you can see the segment is coming on the top. Total is coming on the top and data are coming on the bottom. And even you can see the region and segment is both are displayed. A zone name and segment name is displayed in the same column. I want the zone in a separate column, segment in a separate column to have a better view of your report. So like this, we want to make some changes. So if you want to make some changes, place the cursor on the table. Go to the tab called as design. Go to the tab of design, subtotal. I think you can help me. What is the option I am going to select here? What is the option to be selected here? Do not show subtotal. Show all subtotal at the bottom. Show all subtotal at the top. Show all the subtotal at the bottom of the group. So now we got the subtotal at the bottom. So after each zone, central zone, east zone, north zone, south zone, we are getting the total on the bottom. Go to the same design, grand total. For some reasons, I don't want the grand total. I want to switch off it. If you want to switch off the grand total, you can switch off this grand total also. But I recommend it's better to have the grand total. When we can switch off, we'll see it. When we are going to create a comparison report, at that time we can switch off it. Now let it be on. I'm not switching off it. And whenever you create a report, always I recommend the report in a tabular form. Don't do it like this, because I know this is zone name, this is segment name. So I want to present in a different way. Maybe zone in a separate column, segment in a separate column for a better understanding. So go to the report layout, under report layout, show in tabular form. I recommend to display all your report in a tabular form. I have seen people are using the classical layout for this. Don't use the classical layout. Try to use this tabular form. Go to design, report layout, show in tabular form. So let me click on tabular form. Yes. Now you can see zone is coming in a different column. Segment is coming in a different column. Easier to understand. And please do one more also. It's better to display it in tabular form. One more is this aftermarket belongs to central region. Export also belongs to central region. Industrial also belongs to central region. Instead, I want the central, east, north has to be repeated here. So go to report layout. Select the fourth one. Repeat all item label. Repeat all item label. Yes, the item label was repeated here. Central, east. So that when you take a printout, it's easier to understand. Okay. All the other options available here under the design. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. You can check it. For example, if you don't want the item to be repeated, you can make it as do not repeat or blank rows. All the alternative rows. Sorry, after all the zone, I will get a blank rows. Insert a blank line. After central, you are getting a blank. After east, you are getting a blank. North, we are getting a blank. South, we are getting a blank. If you don't want the blank, you can switch off that. Remove the blank. Row header, you can see central is bolded. I don't want that to be bolder. Remove the row header. Column header, better not to remove the column header. Better to have the column header. Column header is the heading of this column. Better to have it. Don't remove it. I recommend to have it. Banded rows. All the alternative rows are banded. So it's easier when you take a printout. When you take a printout, it's easier for others to understand if the rows are banded. I don't know whether you are aware of it. In olden days, computer sheets are banded. Computer sheets banded. Dot matrix printer, both side holes. Blue, white, grey, white. Still you can get it if you go to the government office and other areas, you can get the banded sheets. Now we don't have the banded sheets, we can take a printout in banded. Banded columns, I don't recommend. If you want, you can do that. I don't recommend banded columns. And I want to put a different colors and formatting for this table. Design. Pivot table styles. And apply the different colors or formatting. What's the color and formatting you want? You can select the different types of colors and formattings. Now, could you tell me why? When I go to the source data, my source data is like this, south, central, east. It's not in a proper order. But when I create a pivot table, you can see central is coming first, east is coming second, north is coming third, south is fourth, and west is the last. Could you tell me why south is on the top? Alphabetical. Alphabetically, central comes first. But I don't want the central to come first. When I create a report, when I present a report, I want the south region should come on the top. 3 methods to do this. 3 methods. Method number 1. First method, using the mouse. But be careful on using the mouse. If you are 100% confident, conversant, then go for both. Otherwise, I don't recommend to use the mouse, because if you make some error, you cannot undo it. If you make an error, you cannot undo it. So please be careful. If you are confident with the mouse, do it. Otherwise, second and third step. Follow the second and third method. Don't use the first method if you are not confident with using the mouse. So what we do is very simple. South region, go to the border of the south region. Go to the border. There is a plus there. 4 header with arrow mark. 4 header with arrow mark. After getting that 4 header with arrow mark, drag this south region and drop this before the central. Don't go outside. Before the center, you can see a green color line is appearing, so you can place it here below the center. Yes. Now south region comes to the top. This is number 1. If you are confident or conversant with using mouse, do it. Otherwise, the best method is, second method is, I want the south region should come here. Go here, simply south. Type south, enter. South comes to the top. That's very simple. I believe second method is easier. The spelling should be correct. Just go there and type it. Which you want it on the top, just go there and type it. Your spelling should be correct. Third method. Suppose I want this north region should come before the east region. Right click, move. Right click, move. Move north at the beginning. Move north upwards. Move north downwards. I want to move one upward. So move the north up. So north has moved up here. So 3 methods. One is drag and drop. Second one is go there and type it. Third one is make a right click and move it. But unfortunately, so this is fine. South, central, north. Suppose I want the process cost should come before the purchase cost. Or the expenses should come before the process cost. I want to rearrange my columns. 2 methods are possible. Third method unfortunately will not work here. Third method. First 2 methods will work. First method, go to the border of the cell, sum of purchase process cost, drag it and drop it before the purchase cost. So process cost will come before the purchase cost. Drag and drop, mouse, keyboard is, go there and type it. Go there and change the heading. Instead of purchase cost, let us make this as process cost, sum of process cost. Unfortunately, right click and move. That may not work for all the summarizing. I want to bring the profit and loss before the purchase or process. That's not possible. By right clicking. By right clicking, that's not possible. Dragging and dropping, or go there and change your heading. Okay. Done? Clear? Alarm. The problem is here we have more data. You drag drop tougher. Some screen it will be too small. So dragging and dropping will be a little bit challenging. If you are comfortable, you can do it. That's why mouse use pannum. As he has told, you can drag it here also. Drag but that's too small. We don't know where to drag and drop. Right. Now let us see how to change the formulas. For example, I don't want sum of profit and loss. Instead of sum of profit and loss, I want to get the average, or I want to get the maximum. I want to get the minimum. I want to change the formula here. How can I change the formula? Very simple. Right click on sum of profit and loss. Just make a right click on the sum of profit and loss. A menu is appearing. Under the menu, show value, summarize value by. Right click, summarize value by, where I can see sum, count, average, maximum, minimum. For example, I want an average. So if I click on average, so instead of the sum, we are getting an average here. So right click, show summarize value by, and I make it as average. But right click, I have converted the sum into average, but I want the sum also. Here, if you want to convert that sum into average, average into count, once again you can make a right click and you can go to summarize value by and you can change it. But unfortunately, I don't want it. I want the average here and sum also here. Sum also here. So what we do, very simple. Drag this profit and loss. Drag the profit and loss and drop it to the sigma value. Drag the profit and loss and drop it to the sigma value, or sorry, you have to drag it after the average or before the average, wherever you want. So I'm dragging and dropping below after the average. Yes. Now we got average as well as we got sum. Both are available. Both are available. I'm repeating it again. First it was like this. Right click, summarize value by, and I make it as average. And now drag this profit and loss and bring it to the last. Now we got the average. We got the sum as well as we got the average. Right click. Suppose I want to find out the count. Right click, summarize value by, count. In north-south zone, for this after marketing, how many invoices, how many bills we have made, it's showing the count. But how can you get the sum again? How do you get the sum again here? Again, drag that profit and loss and bring it to sigma. Like this, any number of times you can drag and drop, any number of times you can change your formulas. Next, we'll see how to calculate the percentage. After that, we'll see how to create our own formulas also. Okay. From yesterday till now, I think you have learned so many concepts. I don't know how many are going to use all the concept. Even my answer is going to be no. No one is going to use all the concept which you have learned for last 2 days, right? Some people may use VLOOKUP, some people may not use VLOOKUP, some people may use conditional formatting, some people may not use conditional formatting. But from today, from now, I want everyone to start using 2 features. One is pivot table, another feature which we'll see it in another few minutes. That's 2 features I want everyone to start using from today. Okay? Yes. Any challenges? What happened? Okay. So, we got the average, we got the count, we got the sum. Now, I want to know the percentage. Out of 100 percentage, what is the percentage in south, what is the percentage in central, what is the percentage in north, and what is the percentage in east? So, always try to find out the percentage based on the sum. Don't find the percentage based on the average or count, not only in Excel. Arithmetically, mathematically, you have to find the percentage based on the sum. So, right click on sum of profit and loss. Show value as. Show value as. There are so many options available. If you want to cover all the options, it will take another 2 hours. So many options are available. So let us go to the second one. Percentage of grand total. Right click. Show value as percentage of grand total. So when I click on percentage of grand total, yes. Now it shows me the percentage out of 100 percentage. South region has 19 percentage, central region has 28 percentage, north region has 24, east is 13, and west is 14 percentage. So right click, show value as, under show value as, we have selected the second one, percentage of grand total. Okay, but unfortunately, when I convert the average into sum, the heading is changing. Sorry, sum into average, the heading is changing. When I convert the sum into count, heading is changing. But when I convert the sum into percentage, unfortunately, your heading will not get changed. You have to change the heading manually. Click on the heading title, sorry. Click on the heading title and you have to type it and you have to change it manually. Just go there and click on the heading here and type this percentage. Just go to the title and type it and change the headings. Okay. How can I get a sum again? Drag the profit and loss and bring it to sigma. So one column we got 4 options: average, count, percentage, sum. We'll see one more, final one. Okay. Now assume I want to write a formula. For example, let me take a discount. I'm going to give a discount based from the profit and loss. I want to give some discount or I want to give some incentive, tax, something like that. So let us take a discount. 5% of my profit and loss. I want to calculate what is the 5% of my profit and loss. Normally what people will do is they will go to the original source table and they will multiply this profit and loss into 5% and copy it on the bottom. Yes, we can do that. But this data is too small, okay. But suppose if your data is too large, I have lakhs and lakhs of rows. When you write extra formulas, it may slow down your system speed. When you come to the next level of Excel, I will say, today morning I said stop using VLOOKUP. When you come to the next level of Excel, I will say stop using formulas and functions. Don't write any formulas and functions in Excel. Even if function, nothing. Don't write any formulas, plus divide, don't do it. Either do it in Power Query or do it in pivot table. So what will happen when I create a formula in pivot table? It will not disturb your source data. It will not disturb your file size. And virtually a column is created. So your system will work very faster. So how can I create a virtual column here? Place the cursor on the table. Analyze field items and sets. Analyze field items and sets. If you are not able to see the field items and sets on the screen, that means your screen size is very small like this. Then some screen it will be like this, field items and sets. I think this should be here. Still, if your screen size is very small, then go to calculation, field items and sets. Analyze field items and sets or calculation field items and sets. Or if you feel that's also very tougher, then we can use the shortcut key. Shortcut key for the sets is Control Shift Plus. From today, I recommend stop creating formulas and functions in Excel. Start creating the formulas and functions in Pivot virtually. Arithmetical formulas, arithmetical calculation, do it in Pivot itself. So field items and sets, calculated field, or use the shortcut key Control Shift Plus. What is the name of the formula? Let us say the name of the formula is discount. And what is my formula? 5%. From now, when you are going to the next levels, forget the cell numbers. You have to remember only the column names. Forget the cell numbers, column names. 5% into profit and loss. If you know the column name, type it, PROFOIT. But I don't know the column name. But the column is available here on the bottom. Profit/loss. Double click it. Yes. 5% into profit and loss. 5% of profit and loss. So we are writing a formula inside a pivot without disturbing your original table. And let me say add an OK. I will repeat it again also, but let me add it. Add an OK. Yes. You can see a new column is created here, which shows the 5% of your profit and loss. This is the 5% of profit and loss. Go to field item sets, calculate that field, or use the shortcut key Control Shift plus and give a name for that formula. As of now, let it be field itself because I have created the formula. And what's my formula? 5% into, either type it or double click on that profit and loss. So 5% multiply by profit and loss. But can I edit the formula? Can I delete the formula? I don't like the formula, I want to delete it. Or instead of 5%, I want to make it as 10%. No problem. Field items and sets, calculate that field. Field items and sets, calculate that field. Where here, field 1. Here on the drop down, your column name, that field name is displayed. Field name is discount. Click this, where your formula is available. You can modify it. If you don't want, you can delete it also. You can modify or you can delete the same field items and sets, calculated field. On the arrow mark, your formula will be there. Click it and modify it or delete it if you don't want. Okay. Pivot or a pivot should be there. But in the Mari, you will not get it like this. Calculated field should be there. I am not 100% sure it should be there. Maybe next slicer அடுத்த சில கான்செப்ட் டைனமிக் டேபிள் அதெல்லாம் தான் இல்லை. அது காலம் கால்குலேட்டர் ஃபீல்டு ஷுட் பி தட். நான் முன்னாடி கூகுள் ஷீட்ஸ்க்கு முன்னாடி இது இருந்து அதிலே இருந்தது. அப்போ இருக்கணும். இட் ஷுட் பி தட். But I not used it, it should be there. Okay. Now you have to help me here. I want the solution from your side. South region, after marketing, I think let me take this purchase cost as this process. Purchase cost is 8697 for South region after market. Let me go to the exercise number 18. I don't know where is the data available. Let me apply the filter. Could you tell me how can I apply the filter? What is the shortcut key for applying the filter? Control Shift L. Very good. Then I'll go to the zone. I select the south zone. Filter the south zone. Filter the aftermarket. So now I select this columns and I check what is my total. My total is 8697. Perfectly correct. But for example, I'm changing some value. This purchase cost, for example, in this purchase cost, I change 500 into 600 here. I'm changing the 500 into 600 in my source original table. And I come back to pivot table and I'm checking whether it was updated in the pivot table. Unfortunately, whenever I make some changes, the pivot table is not updated. So you have to refresh. How can I refresh it? Right click, refresh, or you can use the shortcut key. The shortcut key for refreshing is Alt F5. Alt F5 is the shortcut key for refreshing the pivot. Alt F5. If you are right click, refresh is okay, fine, or else you can use Alt F5, or let me try that. Right click and refresh. Yes. Now it's updated. But if you forgot to refresh, what will happen? If I forgot, I think in November or October month, Microsoft is introducing a feature called as auto refresh, which will be automatically refresh. I don't know whether I have that course content. No, it's not there. So they have released an option. I will show you maybe in the break timings. They have released an option. In November or December, you may get that. So auto refresh. If you add, it will get refreshed automatically. There will be a button called as auto refresh in near future. But as of now, if you forgot to refresh, right click, pivot table option, right click, pivot table option, data, there is a checkbox called as refresh data when opening the file. When opening the file, the pivot table will get refreshed automatically. Even if you forgot to refresh, the pivot table will get refreshed automatically. Even if you forgot to refresh. Right click, pivot table option, data. Refresh data when opening the file. Okay. If you are using Power Query, we can use schedule refresh. Every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, every 1 hour, it will be refreshed automatically. Schedule refresh. Okay. I need a solution from your side for the next query. Hope yesterday itself I told you that I started this corporate training. On the corporate training I started exactly 25 years before. Year 2000 I started this corporate training. When I started this before that I am doing some trading in institutions like NIT, Aptech. So first and last time I went to a company in Chennai for marketing for this Excel training. The Excel training I market pandrukka. First and last time I went to a company. They asked me a simple question, why are you coming for Excel training? We don't need Excel training. Our people are living with Excel. Excel. They will open Excel in the morning, they will close Excel in the evening. They will do everything in Excel and they know everything in Excel. We don't want Excel training. And street by street, computer institutions are available. Pay 1,000 rupees, they will teach you Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Why are you coming for Excel training? I told them, select best 3 Excel user from your company. I will ask 3 questions. If one person is answering 1 question, that will be my last visit. I will never come to your company. They are kind enough, they selected 3 people. I asked 3 questions also. I think you would have guessed what has happened. No one has answered any one of the questions. Same company, every quarter I am going 4 days for Excel training now. Why I am saying this story? I am going to ask you one of the 3 questions. Now, the question when I asked this question? 25 years before. Same question I am going to ask now. Let us see whether I am getting the answer. Okay. Let me go to my source data. First, can you tell me how can I clear the filter? There are 2 things. I applied the filter and I filtered something. There are 2 things. One is clearing the filter. Another one is removing the filter. Could you tell me? This is not the question, but I am asking. So I want to clear the filter or remove the filter. First, I want to clear the filter. Can you tell me how can I clear a filter? Control Shift L is removing the filter. Anything difference? Removing is filter will go off. Clearing is I want the data, but the filter should be there. Data clear or use the shortcut key Alt AC. I recommend this. Don't use Control Shift L. It will be slower. So Alt AC is the best method for clearing the filter. Alt AC. Before that, your table has to be filtered. Filter pannadan clear panna mudiyum. Without filtering, you cannot clear the filter. Alt AC. If you don't want the filter, Control Shift L. Don't want the filter, remove the filter, Control Shift L. Okay. So what's my question is, whenever you modify the data on the source, your pivot will not get updated. Fine, perfect. Tell me, what will happen if I add a new data at the last? Assume I am going to add a new data at the last. Will it get updated on my pivot table or not? Refresh it? No. I have January to November. I have created a chart. Now I'm adding a December month. Will it get updated on the chart? Once again, the answer is no. So my question is, how to update it? That's all, very simple. Whenever I add the data, it has to be a change. That means you have to go to the sheet 1, correct? You have to go to analyze, change the data source, correct? Change data source. And how long I can increase it? Entire sheet. Entire sheet, you will get one small challenge. One is you will get a slow, your system will become very slower. Another one is blank. There will be a total for blank, percentage of blank. Highest percentage will be blank. So, and I cannot do this every day. Or you can select 2 rows here. But every day I am adding some 3 or 4 rows. Every day I cannot come here and add the rows, which is very complicated. What he said is 100% correct, but I want the simplest solution. So I cannot go to every time whenever I add a new data. I cannot go to change data source and do it. And I cannot select the entire sheet also because it slows my system speed. And it shows me the blank total also. So what is the other method? Any other method? Sir? Data table. Which one? I want to do it. This one. Oh, this one. This one. Deferred layout update. Oh, this is to make your system faster, sir. Every now, for example, I am dragging some extra column here. Assume that I am dragging the profit and loss here. If the data is too large, it will rotate. So, you know, take this, drag it and put it here. Nothing will happen. Everything drag பண்ணிட்டு கடைசியா update கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா it will get updated here. அதுதான் இதோட update. Pivot update, not the source data. So, what is the best method to do this? The simplest and best method. As just now in the introduction I told you, I want everyone to use 2 features. The first feature is pivot, second feature is this. So I want everyone to use this. Normally, if Microsoft is giving a shortcut key for a particular feature, it means it's a very, very, very important feature. ஏதாவது ஒரு ஃபீச்சருக்கு ஷார்ட்கட் கீ கொடுக்குறாங்கன்னா அது முக்கியமான ஃபீச்சர்னு அர்த்தம். If Microsoft is giving 2 shortcut key, then it's a very, very important feature. So they have given 2 shortcut key for this feature. What are we going to do is, we are going to convert this table into an official Excel dynamic table. So official on Excel or dynamic table நம்ம மாத்த போறோம். As I told in the introduction, next level of Excel is Power App, Power Automate. Everything will work if your table is a dynamic table. So how can I convert the table into a dynamic table? Just by using a shortcut key, Control T or Control L. Either you can press Control T or you can press Control L, whichever is easier, whichever is simple. I think both are easier, both are simpler. So Control T or Control L. Let me do this and let us see what are all the advantages. Many advantages, at least 10 advantages are available. One by one we will see. So let us place the cursor on the table. I removed the filter and I did everything. It's a simple table. Now place the cursor on the table. Once again, there are no merged cells. Table is having heading. Heading should be unique. 3 condition which I told for pivot. Same 3 condition. Place the cursor on the table. Control T or Control L. It's asking create a table. Whether your table is having a heading. Yes, of course, our table is having the heading. My table has the header. Where is the data? Data is automatically selected. Now click on OK here. That's all. Your table was converted into an official Excel dynamic table. What is the advantage? What is the purpose of doing it? Anyway, the main purpose is when I add the data, it has to be updated. We'll come to that. Before that, the first advantage is the filter is automatically applied. Filter is applied automatically. Second, the color background formatting is also automatically applied. Third, when I go to some other table, suppose I will go to a table, when I scroll down to the table, unfortunately I am not able to see the heading of the table. To see the heading, normally what we do? Freeze. Very good. But here it's a dynamic table. Just watch here. Place the cursor on the table. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J is your Excel heading. Scroll down. Your table heading will become Excel heading. Automatically the freezing has happened here. No need to freeze. Normal freeze panna kuda you cannot get this. Correct? Instead of A, B, C, D, your column heading is freezed. Even your filter is also freezed. Filter is traveling along with your table. Enga ponalum the filter koodave work off. So auto filtering, auto formatting, auto freeze, auto filter freeze. 4 advantages. No cell advantages. We'll see furthermore. Very important and magical advantages are available. We'll see one by one. Okay. Let us come to the purpose for what we converted this into a dynamic table. The reason why I converted this into a dynamic table, main reason is when I add the record, it has to be updated on the pivot. So let me add a new record and check. For example, all there is, maybe I'll add a new region so that I will know whether it's updating or not. Southeast. So I'm adding a new region called as Southeast. You can see the color, background, formatting, heading is freezed. So everything is automated here. And I'll add a new row. Just I'm pressing Ctrl D to add the same value. So instead of typing it, so I'm just adding some value here. Some value. So I have added some value here. So we have added a new value at the last after converting as a dynamic table. Now let us go to pivot table. Right click and refresh or Alt F5 and refresh. Yes. The newly added data is also updated on my pivot. Auto refresh. Auto filter. Auto format. Auto freeze. Auto filter freeze. Auto update. We'll see furthermore other advantages. Advantages. One by one. We'll see furthermore. Okay. After seeing other advantages, we'll see how to come back and convert it as a normal table. We'll do that. First, we'll finish up the advantages. Let me go to the exercise number 18 again. Now, for example, I want to find out what is the grand total of this profit and loss. To find the grand total, normally people use the function called as sum, or they will go to this home tab and they will click on auto sum. Even shortcut key is also available, alt equal to, but we are not going to do that. Place the cursor on the table. You can see there is a contextual tab. Third time we are seeing this contextual tab. Design. Table tools design. Old version it is table tools design. Latest version it is design. Table design. So just go to the design. Table design. Old version design or table design or just design table. Heading may be different version to version. So go to the table design. One is I don't like the color, means like a pivot table. You can go here and you can change the color of the pivot table, color of the dynamic table. But I want the grand total. So go to the design. Under the design, total row. there is a checkbox called as total row. Or use the shortcut key Control Shift T. Sorry, T. Either go to the design and select the total row, or use the shortcut key Control Shift T, whichever is easier. I always recommend the shortcut keys. Control Shift T. You can see a new row was inserted and you are getting the total of that new row. But you can ask me, what is the purpose of this? When I use sum function itself, I will get it. When I use alt equal to itself, I will get it. Now, alt equal to sum potale idu varapod. Why to convert it as a dynamic table and why to put this? The first advantage is I am going to filter my table. Let us go to the zone. Suppose I want to go to the zone and I filter only the central zone here. And I click on OK. Yes. Now what is the total is? It's a total of south zone. So automatic grand total, automatic subtotal. Very good. So whatever you filter, it will give you the sum of that filtered record. If I filter east, it will show you the total of east. So whatever you filter, it will give you the sum of that filtered record. Okay. Not only this. How can I clear the filter? Filter. Clear. Alt AC. இப்பதான் வேணாம்னு சொன்னது removing Alt AC. Now what is the other advantages? We are getting the profit and loss sum, but I don't want sum. I want average. I want maximum. I want minimum. Very simple. Click here. There is a drop down. Change your formulas. I don't want sum. I want an average. I want a count. I want a maximum, minimum. Suppose I click on average, it shows me the average. If you click on maximum, it shows the maximum. Count, it shows the count. Not only this column I want the average. Okay, counter. Previous sales cost, I want the sum. Go to sales cost and I can make it as sum. But one column, one formula. Do not have multiple formula for one column. So for expenses, I want average. Click here and change it to average. So automatic grand total, automatic subtotal, and automatically you can change your formulas. We'll see another 2 or 3 advantages, then we'll see how to make this table as a normal table also. If I want to add a new data, suppose I founded the total. Without finding the total, if you want to add the data, you can add it, it automatically updates in pivot table, that's okay. But now I have added the total, I want to add a new row here. So place the cursor on some cell where we have some value. Don't place the cursor on some empty cell. Place the cursor on the cell where we have some value. Then you can use the shortcut key. Control Shift plus is for adding a row. Control minus deleting a row. Control Shift plus will add a row. Control minus will delete a row. Okay. Next powerful, a magical feature. Let me try this. Control Shift plus, I can add a row. Control minus, delete a row. But now, we have to write a formula. Normally, for example, I want to sum up this purchase cost plus process cost. Purchase plus process, what is my total? I want a formula here. There we write a formula from yesterday. Date function, if function, lookup function. Any formula or function where we'll write it is, we'll write it on the first cell. Then we'll copy the formula on the bottom. That's what we do in a normal table, but dynamic table. It's not required to write the formula on the first cell. You can write the formula anywhere as you wish. I'll go to somewhere else, but it should be next to immediate column. You cannot write it in some other column here, next to immediate column. Anywhere else on the next to immediate column. I'll go here and I'm going to write a formula. Equal to, select the cell, purchase cost. As I told, forget the cell number. From now it is only the column name, purchase cost plus process cost. I'm just writing a simple formula. Purchase cost plus process cost. Watch here, I'm going to just press enter. We are going to just press enter. That's all. Your formula will get copied automatically. Automatically, formula copy. No need to copy your formulas also. Ella version, this will work in all the versions. I asked this question 25 years before. 25 years before it's working. Write a formula, sir. Any formula. Any formula as you wish. Go here. I'm just adding this purchase cost and process cost equal to this purchase cost plus process cost. Just write a formula, enter. Plus minus divide into if sum average lookup. Any formula. Write any formula and press enter. Your formula will get copied automatically. No need to copy your formula. No, I'll tell you all the advantages and I will tell you how to make it as normal table. Two advantages. We'll see the two advantages. Then I will tell you how to make it as normal table. Now let us see another two advantages. Then as you told, we'll see how to make it as a normal table, which I don't prefer, but still, if you want a normal table, we'll do that. Now we'll see another two advantages. This table, I want to present this table in a meeting like this, in a webinar, seminar, I want to present it. Suppose someone is asking, show me only the South region data. So we have to go to filter here, remove the select all and select the South region and I say okay. If you want North region data, select the North region and say okay. Instead, place the cursor on top of the table. Don't go somewhere else in the middle. If you go to middle, it will get hidden. So place the cursor somewhere else on the top of that. Anywhere else on top. First row, second row, third row, top. Place the cursor somewhere else on the top of your table. Table design. Go to the table design. Under the table design, based on this only, we are going to make a dashboard in another few minutes. Table design. Insert slicer. Insert slicer. Go to the table design. Insert slicer. Click on the insert slicer. For what you want that slicer, you decide. For the what you want for the zone, segment, the part name, application, category, anything. For example, let me select the zone. I select the zones. Okay. Place this slicer outside your table. Place it outside. That's all. Now I want the South region. Click. Only South region data is displayed. North region data is displayed. So whatever you select based on this, your table is filtered automatically. So no need to go there and apply the filter. Slicer. Based on the slicer, we'll see how to make a dashboard in another few minutes. Slicer vich dhaan dashboard panna porom. So go to the place the cursor on the table. Go to table design. Insert a slicer. So let me insert one more slicer. Insert slicer. For example, let us insert a slicer for segment also. Segment and I say okay. There are two slicers. I select South. Under South, I want to know only particular exports. Click on exports. South region exports. How can I clear it? There is a button for clearing the filter. On the top right side, there is a button for clearing the filter. One more button is available on the top. What is it is? Suppose I am selecting South. I want to select the North, South and North. Normally, we will hold the control key and do that, South and North. This option is available only in 16, this multi-select. 13, if you are using the old version 13, multi-select, manually you have to hold the control key and do it. But in 16, we have this button, multi-select. Switch on, click on that multi-select Now I can select the multiple items at a time. At a time I can select 3 or 4 items also. Okay. If you don't want the slicer, select it, delete on your keyboard. Just press delete on your keyboard. That's all. See, final tips. We have a name for a file. We have a name for a sheet. Even we can give a name for your dynamic table also. Dynamic table also we can give a name. Place the cursor on the table. Table design. Go to the table design. The first button available here, table 1 or 2. This name can be anything, table 1 or table 2. There is a name of this table. So if you don't like this name, I can rename it. But while renaming, please remember, no space is allowed. No special characters are allowed while giving a name. No space and no special characters while giving a name. So let me go here and I'll give a name for this. Maybe this is the zone wise P and L. Zone P and L. Have I given the name correctly? Special characters. Ampersand is not allowed. When I say enter, it's throwing some error. Starts with a letter or underscore. Don't include the space or a characters. So better not to include the space and special character. Zone P and L. Just I will put PL. That's all. Enter. It will appear only on the top. On the top, it will appear only on the top. Enter. Yes. What is the purpose? Actually, when you go to Power App, Power Automate, there are so many advantages, but basic purpose, basic advantages. Selection. I'll go to some other sheet. I am in sheet number 7, 8 or some other sheet. Now I want to select the table. I don't know where is the table available. In which row, in which cell, in which column the table is available. I don't know that. No problem. Just go to this name box. This name box. We did this name box yesterday. Go to this name box. Arrow mark. There is arrow mark. Your table name is displayed. Your table name is displayed. This is your table name. Only your dynamic table name is displayed. Other names are not displayed. Click it. Your table will get selected. From anywhere you can come here and you can select your table. Selection of the table is also easier. Okay. Auto filter, auto format, auto freeze, auto filter freeze, auto update, auto grand total, auto subtotal, automatically changing the formula, automatically copying it, slicers, multi slicers, and you can select the table, auto copy. So many advantages are available. Compared to normal table, this table is little bit faster also. Even the formulas and functions will work faster if it is a dynamic table. Unfortunately, this dynamic table is possible only in Microsoft Excel. We have design of table in Google Sheets and other sheets, but we don't have this much of advantages. Auto freezing, auto filtering, auto formatting, auto update is not available in other tools. If you want to send these files to others, we have to convert this table into a normal table. How can I convert this table into a normal table? Two methods. Method number 1. Go to the tab called as Table Design. Under the Table Design, there is a button called as Convert to Range. Go to the Table Design, Convert to Range. Method 1. Method number 2. Right click on the table, convert to range. Right click on the table, convert to range. Method 1. Second method, sorry. First method is table design, convert to range. Both are same. Don't worry, nothing will happen to your data. Nothing will happen to the color and background and formatting. Color and background and formatting is preserved. Data is preserved. All the other things will go off. Slicer, filtering, freezing, auto update. Everything will go off. It will become a normal table. Only the color, background, formatting, the data. So convert the range, convert to range. It's asking for the confirmation. It's having so many advantages. Do you want to convert this table into a normal table? Of course, yes. If I confirm it as yes, this will turn into a normal simple table. It's not a dynamic table now. No freezing, no filtering, no formatting, no update, and nothing. It becomes a normal simple table. How can I convert this into dynamic table again? Control T or Control L. Do you have any other method? Very important steps. They have given only the shortcut key. Is there any other option? 3 options are available. Another 3 options. Second option is insert. When you go to insert, under insert table. Second method. Third method, home tab. Go to home tab. Under home tab, you can see format as a table. Home tab, format as a table. Third method. Fourth method, from yesterday we used this multiple times. Control Q, table. Control Q, table. 4 methods are possibly available to convert your normal table into a dynamic table. 2 shortcut keys and 3 menu options. You can use any one of these 5 features. So I believe from today, not even from today, from now, I recommend all your table as the dynamic table. Okay? Verb. So, after 25 years also, I didn't get the answer. 25 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறமும் எனக்கு ஆன்சர் கிடைக்கல. Now you have Google, you have YouTube, you have everything on your hands. Okay. Go to the sheet number 19. First, you are going to start this. After this, we'll see the other part. City, salesperson, order ID, payment mode, and order amount. Okay. First, we will convert this table into a dynamic table. That is not your task. You will do it in a second. That's not your task. Control T or Control L. So place the cursor on the table and press Control T or Control L. Okay. Give a name for this table. I recommend always try to have some meaningful name for the tables. So what is this tables? These tables are orders. Order ID, order amount. So let us give a name called as orders. Okay. Based on this table, what I want you all to do here is, I want you to create a pivot table. I want you to create a pivot table. What is a table I want to create and what is a report I want it here? I will show you the question and I will show you the output also. So I want you to create a table like this. Yes. Create a pivot table, city-wise, salesperson-wise. City-wise, salesperson-wise. What is the count? Average. Count, average, sum and percentage of order amount. Count, average, some percent. It's not required first sum, second count, third. No, it can be in any order. It can be in any order. But I want all the 4 things. All the 4. Percentage is very important here. So count of order amount, average of order amount, sum of order amount, and the percentage of order amount. I think average in your system it will not look like this without the decimals. Sum, count, average, and percentage. Yes. Your output should look like this. Percentage is important. Okay. Place the cursor on the table. Insert, pivot. New sheet or existing sheet is your wish. Either you can create it on new sheet or existing sheet. I think most of you has created in the new sheet. That's okay. Existing sheet. Location. Because new sheet means it will create a new sheet. It may increase your file size. So existing sheet, some location here. Sorry. Okay. City wise, let me drag the city into rows. Salesperson wise, I'll drag it into rows again. And order amount into sigma. But how can I convert this order amount into an average? Right click, summarize value by average. How can I get a sum again? Drag the order amount. I think first is count. Okay, no problem. Right click, summarize value by count. Once again, drag the order amount. So we got average, we got count, we got sum. Fourth time, drag the order amount here. So tell me, how can I convert this into percentage format? Right click, show value as percentage of grand total. I'll change the heading. Heading is percentage. Could you tell me how can I bring the city name and salesperson name in different column? Both are in the same column. How can I bring this in different column? Last session we did it. Very good. Design, report layout, show in tabular form. Next, same report. I want the same report like this. First thing, I want Osur should come first, then Goa, then Bhopal, then Vizag. It should be in this order. Second thing, you have to create a calculated field. There should be a calculated field, incentive. There is a field as incentive, which should show me 7% into order amount. 7% into order amount. Calculated field. Last session we did a discount. You calculated discount in the last pivot table. I told you don't create a formulas in Excel, create a formulas in pivot table. So I want to create a formula in pivot table. Incentive. 7% into order amount. 7% into order amount is the incentive value. First is arrange the table. Osur should come first, Goa should come second, Bhopal should come third, Vizag should come fourth. This should be the order. First arrange the table, then create a formula, calculated field. Even you have the shortcut key for this calculated field also. We have a shortcut key for this calculated field. First arrange it, arrange the table in this order, then create a calculated field. Calculated field. On creating in the source table, create in the pivot table. Okay. How to create this calculated field? Two methods to do this. Place the cursor on, before that how to arrange this. I want Uzur should come on the top. Drag and drop or go to the first and you can type it here. Uzur should come first. What's the Goa? Goa should come second, then Bhopal, then Vaisak. This is fine. Now, place the cursor on the table. Analyze. Field items and sets. Calculated field. Or use the shortcut key. Control Shift plus. Control Shift plus or calculated field. And give a name for it. The name is incentive. What's the formula? 7%. Multiply it with order amount. Double click on the order amount or type it and make a double click. Add. Okay. Yes. So we got the incentive value here. Correct? Option just 15-20 minutes before we have seen this option. What will happen tomorrow? 5-15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm giving more practice. Right. Let us come back to the same exercise number 19. Come back to the exercise number 19 again. We will create one more report. Another very powerful feature. Very old version 13 la mattum or extra step irukku. 16, 19, 21, 24, Office 365, everything is fine. Only in the very old of 13 use panina or extra step panum. So first let me create a report. We have a report. We want to create a report. Order date wise. Sum of order amount. I want order date wise. What is the sum of order amount? We want to create this report. Place the cursor on the table. Insert. Place the cursor on the table. Insert. Pivot. Place the cursor on the table. Insert. Pivot. New sheet. Existing sheet. Your wish. New sheet la pannunga, existing sheet la pannunga. I'll put it into existing sheet. Location. Maybe I'll put location somewhere else here. Or you can put it in the new sheet also. That's your wish. That's up to you. I'm putting into the same existing sheet. Order date. So, you know where I drag the order date? I have to drag the order date to rows. Because I want order date wise. Order amount. I'll put the order amount to sigma. This is the advantage of using the latest version from 16. Only for 13. You will get the date instead of the year. You will get the date. I will tell you how to make this as yearly, monthly report also. Here, latest version, the advantages 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We dragged the order date into rows, order amount into sigma. It automatically created a grouping here. When I expand the year, you are getting quarter wise. When I expand the quarter, you are getting month wise. Until this, all the version it work. Very recent of Office 365. Very recent version of Office 365. You can get day wise also. Year wise, quarter wise, month wise, day wise. But I am not satisfied with this. I cannot go to every row. For example, 19, I am expanding. I want to see 20. 20 also I have to expand. Quarter 1, January, I want to see everything, which is very complicated for me. I want to see this in a simplified and easiest method. Right click on this year. In 2013, right click on the date. There will be a date. In 2013, like date over. In 2016, 19, 21, 365, you will get the year. No worries. Right click on the year or a date and go to group. Go to group. Or we have a shortcut key for grouping also. Do you remember I think afternoon I showed you the shortcut key for grouping. What is the shortcut key for grouping? Did you remember what is the shortcut key for grouping? Group. Alt Shift right arrow. Super. Alt Shift right arrow. Right click grouping or Alt Shift right arrow. Both are same. Right click grouping or Alt Shift right arrow. Now a window has opened. It is asking whether you want a report by seconds wise, hours wise, day wise, or month wise, or quarter wise, or year wise. Your wish. For example, I'll select year. Year is already selected. If not, please select it. And I select months. I remove the quarters. Suppose because here the quarter is not based on financial quarter. The quarter is based on calendar wise quarter. January, February will be the first quarter. So I removed the months. I removed the quarter and I selected the years and months. Okay. Yes. We got yearly, monthly. Every year, every month. So year-wise month is 2019 January, 2019 January, February, March, April, same like 2020 January, February, March. Earlier it was like this. Right click on it. Right click on the date or year. Go to group or Alt Shift right arrow, shortcut key. Select whichever the grouping you want. I want years and months. So I removed the quarters and I selected years and months. Okay. We got yearly, monthly report. Google Sheets is a very old feature. Could you tell me how can I bring the year in a separate column and month in a separate column? Tabular form. Design, report layout, show in tabular. So years and months is coming in a separate column, but I'm not satisfied with this because I cannot show a bigger report like this when I'm presenting in a meeting like this. I cannot show scroll down and I cannot show a very big report like this. I want to make this report much better. So what you do is very simple. Here on this area, year and month. Old version, it may be year or a date. Latest version, it automatically shows years and months. Old version, it will be years. Instead of month, you will get order date. Column heading will be different. Anyone, either the year or month, you have to pull it and bring it to columns. Decide which is having lesser value. Which is having lesser value, that should be in columns. Which is having more value, that should be in rows. Tell me which I can put it into rows and which I can put it into columns. Year in columns. Because years are lesser. We have only 6 or 7 years. But whereas month is 12. So what you said is correct. Bring the years to columns. Yes. Now it's very simple and easier and shorter. And even very easily I can compare this data. Compared to last year, this year. How was my sales? How was my production? So very easily you can make this comparison report. So compared to last year, how was my thing? Compared to January, February it has increased. Compared to 19, 20 there was an increase. So compared to 20, 21 there is an increase. Compared to 21, 22 is a decrease. So you can see the trend. You can draw a chart for this, you can draw a spark line for this, and you can check it also. For example, I think we did this yesterday. Select this, except the grand total, I select only the January month. Insert. I think we did this yesterday. Spark lines. Line, column, win and loss. Line. Where you want that line? Maybe I want it here. Okay. So it shows the trend for January month. Copy it. So it shows the trend for each and every February. How was my trend? March, April, May, June, July. It shows me the trend. Sparkline, which we did yesterday. Sparklines. Right. So just to know that I created the sparkline, as of now I'm deleting the sparkline. Clear all, or control is that as of now I'm deleting the sparkline. From yesterday till now, you are doing many tasks. Out of this many tasks, next one is the easiest of all. Pannadile easyana task than next. We have yearly monthly report. This report, convert this report into a weekly report like this. Yearly monthly report, convert that yearly monthly report into a weekly report like this. I want output like this. My output should look like this. Weekly, first to 7th, what is my total? 8th to 14th. Row, column, row wise. If it is in column wise, bring it to row wise. So weekly report, convert that yearly monthly report into a weekly report. How many days are there in a week? Know how many days are there in a week? You have to convert it. You know how many days are there in a week? You can do it easy. Okay. Right click anywhere else on the year or a month. Right click. Group. Remove the months. Remove the years. Select the days. And change the number of days to 7. Because weekly we have 7 days. So select the days and make it as 7. Okay. But some system, in my system, you can see the weekly showing in column wise. Drag this order date into row wise. So So now we got a weekly report. Old version, it is already in row wise. Latest version, it may be in column, drag it and bring it to column row wise. Weekly report. Right click, group, select the days and make it as weeks. 7 days. Now we will see two important features. After that, we will see about top 10, top 5 aging analysis and dashboards. First, this report is ready. Suppose I can do two things. I can present this report. I can send this report. First, let us see how to present it. Then we will see how to send it. Place the cursor on the table. Place the cursor on the table. Go to the tab called as Analyze. This we did it in the last session just a few minutes before. In dynamic table we did this. Go to the Analyze. Under Analyze, Insert Slicer. Analyze, Insert Slicer. There is an Insert Slicer available, which we did it in dynamic table also a few minutes before. Insert Slicer. For example, I want the slicer for city. Select city, say OK. A slicer is created for city. So what will happen if I select Bhopal? You will get weekly report for Bhopal. Goa, you will get a weekly report of Goa. Weekly report of Hosur. Vizag, weekly report of Vizag. So whatever I select, based on that, your reports are changing here. This, as I told this, we did it in dynamic table also. But one more is available in pivot, which is not available in dynamic. That is, place the cursor on this pivot table. Go to the Analyze tab again. Next to the Insert Slicer, there is one more thing. Insert Timeline. Analyze, Insert Timeline. Go to the Analyze, under Analyze, Insert Timeline. For what you want the timeline? Of course, we want it for order date. That's the only date which is date based or time based. So select the order date. Okay. A timeline was created. What is the purpose of the timeline? What is the difference? The slicer can be used if the data is in a text. Timeline can be used if the data is in a date. But here in timeline, it shows month. What is in month? I don't want month. I want year. So let me, instead of clicking month, I will change this to years. That's all. Now this weekly report, I want to see the weekly report for year 2019. Click on 2019. It shows the weekly report of 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Similar to a slicer. Slicer and timeline both are similar. Slicer can be used if the data is in a text. Timeline can be used if the data is in a date. But one small limitation is, in slicer 2018 I have selected, 2019. You can go to the corner and you can extend it. 18 and 19 will be displayed. But I select 18 and I select 22, which is not possible. Continuous years can be selected. Non-continuous years you cannot select. Continuous years you can do that. Non-continuous years, unfortunately, you cannot select it inside the timeline. Okay? But this report is ready. We can present the report like this, but I want to send this report. Send. For example, I want to send the report to all the cities, Bhopal, Goa, Hosur, Vizag. I have 4 cities, I can filter, I can copy and paste, but that's also a little bit challenge. Suppose I have 30 cities or I have 100 branches, 100 customers, 100 employees. I want to send a separate report for each and every one. 2 simple steps. Two simple steps. Step number 1. First step. Drag this city. Because I want city-wise report. Drag the city. Drop it to filter area. Step number 1. Drag the city and drop it to the filter area. Step number 1. Before going to the step number 2, please check whether when I drag it, you can see there is a city all On the top of your table, city all. So city all. See whether city all is available. If city all is not there, make it as all. Because if only Bhopal is selected, you will get a report only for Bhopal. If Hosur is selected, you will get only report of Hosur. So see whether, verify whether all is selected. If all is not selected, click here and select all. I think all is selected. All is selected. Second step, step number 2. Step number 2, analyze. Go to the analyze tab. Under analyze tab, the first button, options. But if you are not able to see the first button option, if you are able to see it, you can straight away click on the arrow mark. If you are not able to see it, if your screen is very small, then you have to click on pivot table. Under pivot table, you can see the options based on your screen size. So go to analyze, click on that. Don't click on the option straight away, arrow mark. Analyze, there is an arrow mark on the option, show report filter pages. Analyze, arrow mark, show report filter pages. Click on that show report filter pages. It's asking, do you want to show the report filter pages of city wise? Of course, yes. You have to tell me what will happen after this. I'll say okay here. That's it. In a span of second, something has happened. Can you tell me what has happened here? Sheets has been created. When I go to the bottom, you can see Bhopal. When you go to Bhopal, you will see only the report of Bhopal. Go to Hosur, Goa, only Goa report. Hosur report. Vizag report. 4 report was created, 1 click. So 1 click, we got 4 different types of reports. So very easily you can split and you can create multiple reports. So I repeat the steps. The first step is, and the original table is available on the original areas. It's available already, right? It has created 4 different sheets. First step, drag the city and drop it to the filter. Before going to the second step, see whether all is selected. Then go to analyze, arrow mark of the option, show report filter pages. And I say okay. That's all. It will create a separate report for us. Since we have 4 cities, it has created 4 reports. If you have 20, it will create 20. 100 means 100. Okay. Exercise number 20. We'll see about top 10, aging and dashboard. Exercise number 20. We have a table where I can see invoice date, city, invoice number, customer, product, category, cost, units, invoice amount, payment received, due days. First, let us convert as usual. We'll convert this table into a dynamic table. Control T or Control L. Okay. And we'll give a name for this table. Let me give I think these are all the invoice details. So let us say invoice. I'm giving a name as invoice. Based on this table, I want you to create a report. First, let us make a dashboard. Before that, I want you to create a report on a new sheet. Create a report on a new sheet. What is the report I want is, I want a report like this. Create a pivot. Yearly customer wise. Put it on a new sheet. That new sheet will make it as a dashboard. Create a pivot. Yearly customer wise. Sum of invoice amount. Yearly customer wise sum of invoice amount. That's a report which I want. Yearly customer wise. Every year, every customer. Yes. Every year, every customer wise. Superb. Almost everyone has did this. Let me do it here. Insert, pivot, new sheet. Okay. Customer wise, I'll drag the customer to rows. Invoice date to columns because that's yearly. This is fine. This is itself fine. We got yearly. Or you want only the years. Or if you are using the older version, right click, group, select the years. Select only the years if you are using the older version. Or straight away, if you drag the invoice date, it automatically shows the year wise. That's very simple. So right click, group it and select only the years. Invoice amount. I'll bring the invoice amount to Sigma. So yearly customer wise, what is the sum of invoice amount? Before creating a dashboard, now let us give some meaningful name for the sheet, because based on the name only we are going to connect the report. Please be careful, give a name. This sheet, I want to give a name. This sheet, we want to convert this sheet into a dashboard sheet. So I will give some meaningful name for this sheet. Double click on the sheet or right click and rename the sheet. Let us give a name. This is my invoice dashboard. So I'm giving some name for the sheet. So invoice dashboard. So I have given some meaningful name for that sheet. So we will see how to bring the top 10, how to bring the aging analysis. Before that, this report what we did just now, split. This report you have to split city wise in different sheet. City wise you have to split it in different sheet. Just now, 5 minutes before we did this. City wise in a different sheets, not a slicer. Don't put a slicer. Okay. Tell me how to do this. Place the cursor on the table. What is the first step? Even same thing we have seen. Idhe city da pona exercise use pona. Same thing. Not even a different example. Drag the city and bring it to filter. Step 1. Step number 2. Analyze. Options. Show report filter. Pages. Okay. That's all. Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Mumbai, Pune, all are in different sheets. One click. 2 simple steps. Come back to the invoice dashboard sheet. This dashboard sheet will convert this into a dashboard. First, here we have only 20 customers. Okay, suppose I have 100 customers. I cannot show all the 100 customers in one screen. I want to show only the top 10, top 5, top 3 customers. And based on city-wise, the customer name should change. That we'll do it in the next part. First, I want to filter the top 10 customers. Top 5. Let us take top 5. Right-click on the customer name. Right-click on the customer name. Filter. Top 10. Right click on the customer name, filter, top 10. It's asking what you want, top 10, top 5, top 100 or whatever. Let us make it as top 5. So I want top 5 customers. Who has given more invoices, they are my top 5 customers. Right click on the customer name, filter, top 5. Top 10, I selected top 5. So this is my top 5 customers. This is my top 5 customers. Now what are we going to do is, we are going to create one more report here. Maybe we will create one more report or a chart. Maybe another report or a chart. Finally, we are going to interact all the 4 reports and all the charts. Let us create one more report here. Next, already there is a report. One more report we are going to create here based on the same sheet. Let us go to that sheet number 20. Now let me take this last one, due days. Due days. This invoice was made on 30th, 39/20/25. 28 days. Still we didn't receive this payment. 28 days pending, or we didn't give the payment. It's still pending. Like this 28, 29, 30, 31, it goes on. So I want to create due days wise sum of invoice amount. Due days wise sum of invoice amount. But this report, I have to create it in the sheet where we have that already created that top 5 customers. Same sheet I want this report. Due days wise sum of invoice amount. Let us do this. Place the cursor on the table. Insert, pivot. Place the cursor on the table. Insert, pivot. Existing worksheet. Location. You have to do 2 things. First, you have to select the sheet. Which sheet you want the report. Second, where you want it in that sheet. 2 times you have to. Same sheet, no problem. Only 1 click. A different sheet. First, to select the sheet. Then select the location also. So this is the area where we want the report. So insert, pivot, existing sheet, select the sheet, select the cell. 2 times. So now we have selected the sheet, we have selected the location. Okay. Due days wise. Due days wise. Let us drag the due days to rows. 0, 28, 29, 30, 31. It goes like this. Then invoice amount into sigma. Due days into rows. Invoice amount into sigma. Due days wise. 0 days, how many invoices are pending? 28 days. 0 days means no pending. It's not pending. We will remove that 0. We will remove that 0 in another few minutes. 28 days, 29 days, 30, 31, 32. It goes on like this. But we cannot present a very big report like this. People will not interested to see a bigger report like this. So, what we did in the same thing, what we did in the last session, in the date, right click group, Same grouping here. Right click. Once again, I'm using the same word. Manually, it's very tougher, or manually, it's impossible to do this. Right click, group. And it's asking starting. Let us start at 1 because 0 is nothing. Ending 180 is okay. Or you can make it as 210, 240. Normally, people check aging analysis 30 days. Normally, 30 days. So 30 means 180 is okay. Or you can change it also 150, 210, 240, 360. So let us say 180 because I have only 180 days, and gap by how many days? 30 days. That's it. Say okay. So we got the aging analysis. 1 to 30 days, what is the sum of invoice pending? 31 to 60, 61 to 90, 91 to 120, 121 to 150, 151 to 180. Simple. Like this, I drag that due days into rows, invoice amount into sigma, then make a right click, or alt shift right arrow, the shortcut key. Starting is 1, ending is 180, and gap is 30. But as I indicated, this zero is less than 1. This is not required. How do we remove this less than 1? Either go to filter and remove that less than 1, or you can use the shortcut key control minus. Place the cursor on less than 1 and just put control minus. If you put a control minus in normal table, it will get deleted, but pivot table, it will get filtered. If you are putting control minus in pivot table, it will get filtered. Finally, the last one, dashboard. Okay. This report is ready. I have 2 reports. We'll make 2 charts and dashboard finally. Before that, I'm presenting this report in a meeting or a webinar, seminar like this. My head or someone is asking, more than 151 to 180 days, there are 38,53,500 is pending. Show me the details. I want to see these details. What is this 38 lakhs? What is the invoice number? What is the invoice date? Who is the customer? I want to see it. 2 methods. Right click on this. Show details. Right click on this and show details, or double click on this. That's all. On a separate sheet, it will show you the details. So what is the invoice date? What is the invoice number? Who is the customer? So it shows the entire report here. We're going to check this, select all the invoice amount, and total is 38 lakhs 53,500. Correct. Not only this, you can make a double click on anything. It's not required you 151 to 180. For example, this table, Gadget Guru, 42 lakhs 75,000. I want to see this details. Double click on it. So whatever the details you want to see, just go there and make a double click. It will create a report on a separate sheet. It shows the report on the separate sheet, and you can come back and you can delete that sheet also. Okay. Finally, as of now, I am closing this field list because I need some space. I am closing the field list. Place the cursor on any one of the table. For example, this table, I want to create a column chart. Column chart. Creating a column chart in Excel. There are so many methods. You can go to insert. Charts are available. Insert, you can go to charts, or analyze, pivot chart, or we have a shortcut key for creating the chart in the same sheet. Different sheet, there is another shortcut key, same sheet. Alt F1 is the shortcut key to create a chart in the same sheet. Alt function F1. Insert a chart. Same sheet. Alt function F1. Place the cursor on the table. Don't place the cursor on empty, you will get empty chart. So place the cursor on the table. Alt F1. We got a chart, column chart. Time permits, we'll explore the chart. I don't know whether time will be available. We'll see that. So I place the chart somewhere else here. So for this table, I have created a chart. Alt F1. Some laptops Alt function F1. Second table, I want to create one more chart. Second table. This table, I want to create another chart. Alt F1 will create a column chart. But I want the pie chart. Assume I want a pie chart. Analyze. Go to Analyze. Under Analyze or Insert also. Analyze. Pivot chart. Analyze pivot chart. Go to Analyze and click on Pivot chart. And which chart you want. For example, I will put a pie chart. So we have pie charts. So we have two tables. We have two charts. Like this, you can have any number of tables. Even you can have 10 tables also in one page. Any number of tables as per your wish. Based on your page size, based on your screen size, based on your report size. You can have any number of pages as per your wish. So I have two reports and two charts. Now the final step is place the cursor on any one of the pivot. Any one of the pivot, place the cursor. Any one of the pivot table. It's not required you have to select this table or this table. Any one of the pivot table, place the cursor. Analyze. Go to Analyze. Any one of the pivot table, place the cursor. Analyze. Insert slicer. Any one of the pivot. Analyze. Insert slicer. For example, let me take the same city itself. Or you can take anything. You can select the customer, you can select the product, category, anything. So let me select city. Okay. A city slicer is inserted. The last step to make a dashboard. Right click on the slicer. After inserting a slicer, right click on the slicer. Report connection. Or second method on the top, slicer tools option. Old version it will be slicer tools option. Latest version it will be slicer. Old version it will be slicer tools option. Go to slicer report connection. Right click report connection on the slicer or slicer report connection. So let us click on report connection. Please remember this sheet name. This sheet name. What is this sheet name? So report connection. Whatever the report available in this sheet, whatever the report available. Scroll down, I think there are two reports available. Report name can be anything, 17, 18, any name. So I select 17 and 9. I don't know the name, I am selecting 17 and 9. So in this sheet, what are all the tables available in the sheet, I selected it. Pivot table 17 and pivot table 9. That's all. Okay. Click on Bangalore. All the 4 sheets filtered for Bangalore. Chennai. All the 4 sheets are filtered for Chennai. Delhi, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Mumbai. So whatever I select based on that, all the 4 reports are interacting. Your dashboard should be like this. Interaction, interactive. Just displaying 4 reports is not a dashboard. It should be interactive. So click panna ella reports on filter agum. It should be interactive. Power BI is interactive with visual to visual. Visual to visual Power BI interact agum, but Excel will interact within the slicer. I repeat the last step one more time. Place the cursor on the table. Analyze. Insert slicer. Which slicer? Maybe I'll select city. Okay. Right click on the slicer. Report connection. Which are all the tables available in that sheet? Select it. Okay. That's all. Whatever you select based on that, your report will get filtered. Okay. If you want to present this report in a full screen, because I need some space. I don't like this ribbons. I need some space. Personally, I don't like this check. I don't like this grid line. Normally, I don't like grid lines. Go to the tab called as View. Uncheck that grid lines. Grid lines, always you can uncheck it. Formula bar heading, that also you can uncheck it. But later you have to check that. Later you have to select it. Otherwise the formula heading will go off. Now uncheck that formula bar. Uncheck that heading. Yesterday I think we discussed the shortcut key. Control Shift F1. Now you can see only the reports are visible on your screen. And I have some extra space also. I can create another two or three reports here. Control Shift F1. Yesterday we did this. Hide or unhiding the ribbon. Control Shift F1. Same Control Shift F1 for unhiding it. But please do select the formula bar and heading. That should be visible. Because if you are not selecting the formula bar, when you write the formula, you cannot see the formula. Heading, this A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, column names and rows names is our heading. So if you don't select it, that will get hidden. So please select it. Okay. #21. First convert this table into a dynamic table. Control T or Control L. Okay. Give some name for this table. Let us give a name as transaction. Trans. Now you are going to create some dashboard here. First free hit. Free hit. Normally free hit yesterday, who is finishing first will get double sixer. Now who is finishing first, you will get 3 sixers. 3 4 3 3 triple. So what are you going to do? If I am going to give 3 sixer, it's not going to be a easiest one. So you are going to create 2 reports. Report number 1. First I will finish off the question, then do it. I will zoom that later. First report. Yearly rep wise. You can see this is a table available here where we can see invoice date, delivered days, transaction, rep columns are available. First report is yearly rep wise sum of total. First report. Second, yearly product wise sum of total. First report yearly rep wise. Second report yearly product wise. But filter top 10 products. There are hundreds of products. I want to filter only the top 10 products. Finally, last one. Insert a slicer for this branch. When I click on branch 1, both the reports should get filtered. Branch 2, both the reports should get filtered. Branch 1 salesperson report. Branch 1 top 10 product. So when I select the branch, all the reports should, 2 reports should get filtered. Please try this, because after this you are going to create some dashboards. So I will zoom this. So 2 reports to be created. Report number 1, yearly rep wise. Report number 2, yearly product wise. But filter the top 10 products. And finally insert a slicer for branch and connect both the reports. Insert a slicer for branch and connect both the reports. Create 2 reports and connect both the reports. Try and fail rather than failing to try. Try பண்ணுங்க. Yes. Branch and connect that slicer. Yes. Top 10. Top 10 products. Some brands. Very special. Excellent. I thought it will take more time, but almost everyone has did this. Super. Let me do this. Insert, pivot, existing worksheet, location. I'll put some location here. Okay. First report, rep, invoice date, that is invoice amount, sorry, total amount. So we have rep-wise yearly sum of total amount. First report. Second report. Same table. Insert, pivot. You can put it on a new sheet also, your wish. Existing worksheet, some location somewhere else very near to this table. Okay. Then next report is product. So let's drag the product to rows. Invoice date to columns, total amount to sigma. Then how can I get top 10 products? Right click, filter, top 10. So we have two reports. Now finally place the cursor on any one of the report, analyze, slicer. For what we want the slicer is branch. Okay. Right click on the branch, report connection, select both the report. Okay. Branch 1, both the reports are filtering. Branch 2, both the reports. Branch 3, both the reports. Probably the last and final task today. Customer name la enga onna ikanum. Customer than top 10 customer than. You want top 10 customer, right? Appo customer than right click pannu. Inge kooda. You have to right click on the. Onadhiliyum appadi dhaan pannu. Customer venna customer, product venna product. Edode top 10 venumo anga vechi right click pannu. Ana any one of the area. Inge la kooda, inge vechalam varadhu. This is data. Inge dhaan vechi pannu. You have to make a right click here. Sorting, filtering ella inge dhaan varum. Last and final report. Insert another pivot table. Delivered days. Question delivered days. DAYS. delivered days wise, count of trans ID, then group the delivered days. You have to group the delivered days. Starting is 1, ending is 63. Starting 1, ending 63. Gap is by 7. After doing that report, finally create a timeline. Timeline for invoice date. Timeline for invoice date, and the timeline should be in years format. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So your report should look like this. For days. Oh yes. Very good. Timeline. That's here. Okay. So time is shorter. I will do this. Place the cursor on the table. Insert. Pivot. Existing worksheet. Maybe I'll put somewhere else here. Delivered days. DAYS. Let us bring the delivered days to rows. Trans ID. Count of trans. I want to bring the trans ID to sigma. Now I want to group this. Right click on any one of the numbers. What is the starting? Starting is 1. Ending, I think it's 63. Gap is 7. So every 7 days, 1 to 7 days, how many transaction was made? 8 to 14, 15 to 21. Last and final one is analyze. Insert a timeline. Invoice date. Change this invoice date into years format. Now I have 3 reports in one page. Tell me how can I do this? I have a slicer. When I select branch, first 2 tables are filtering. But this third table is not filtering because I inserted the table only now. When I click this third table also to get filtered. So what can I do now? Right click, report connection, select all the 3 tables. Branch 1, all the 3 tables. Branch 2, all the 3 tables. Like this, இனிமேல் நீங்க எத்தனை table ஒன்னாலும் create பண்ணி you can connect it. This connection is not only for slicer. You can use the connection for the timeline also. Right click on the timeline. Report connection. Select all the reports. Okay. 2021. All the report will be filtered for 2021. 2022. All the report will be filtered for 2022. So report connection can be made not only for the slicer, report connection can be made for timeline also. You have to play with this. So you have to create all sorts of reports. Any sorts of reports you can create it. But pivot is not completed fully. We have seen only the basics and introduction of pivot. Pivot is a vast concept. 2 days we have covered only pivot. All options are pivot table. Okay. So I think, as I told, the time is very shorter. Chart, unfortunately, we are not able to see. If time permits, I will give an introduction about chart. Alt F1 is a shortcut key. Time permits, we'll see an introduction. Before that, I think 4:15 is our scheduled time for break. Go for the break. Come back sooner, as soon as possible. We have to leave as soon as possible. Scorecards, same 15 minutes. Stop the clock.